Some Fairfield residents say they're desperately missing trees along I-95 cut down by the state DOT over the last couple of weeks. News 12 Connecticut's Sean McCabe talked to some neighbors on Elm Street.
Dramatic difference from a month ago to today. There's clear swaths of cleared land.
Anna Maria Terepka's family moved onto Elm Street from New York City 10 years ago.
For the children and for my husband to have a little bit more quiet.
She says a thick stand of trees helped keep the noise reasonable in the spring and summer until DOT crews arrived about 2 weeks ago.
We literally woke up in the middle of the night, 2 to 3 a.m. to the sound of chainsaws. And in the morning, we saw that the deforestation is quite significant.
From the Terepka's backyard fence, it's really only about a dozen yards to the I-95 shoulder where a lot of that cutting took place. Neighbors say there has to be something done to mitigate the noise.
Absolutely, the trees were helpful. You know, it was definitely not as loud as it is, and you couldn't see the highway.
Carmen Cotto has lived in the neighborhood 44 years. She says she'd love to see noise and pollution barriers along the road.
I see that they're going up in Stratford because I guess they added a lane. They were protecting the people that lived in the condos there. But you know what? We need protection too.
DOT officials say they typically only check noise levels or consider barriers after major federally funded expansion projects.
Since we were just removing trees to keep the traveling public safe, there wouldn't be a noise analysis or a noise barrier project associated with this.
Communications manager Josh Morgan says unstable trees too close to 95 pose a major hazard.
We never want a tree to fall down across the highway. We don't want a tree to hurt anybody, to cause any damage to someone's property.
In Fairfield, Sean McCabe, News 12, Connecticut.
And Fairfield First Select Woman Brenda Kupchik says town leaders should have been more involved, saying in part, quote, while the town doesn't have authority over the state DOT, and I understand the need to maintain the areas along the highway to make sure trees don't fall on cars, I did tell DOT I thought it was a bad policy not to respond to a request for a on-site meeting from a town leader prior to tree cutting.